This is your WW3 news of a Saturday morning. Now, I think we know electric vehicles, what they're all about, and a so-called advantage of it. But in the news, yet again, one of these vehicles were involved in a pretty serious accident. I think it happened in America now, happened with one of these Tesla models. And somehow it hit a pole and it burst into flames. There were two people aboard, a man and a woman. The woman didn't make it, she was burnt alive because she was trapped inside it. He managed to make it, despite with injuries. He injured in this accident. And it's become more frequently these EVs have accidents. Like all motor vehicles, it's how you drive it and people behind the wheels. EVs have a very fast acceleration, that's for sure, but people do not know how to drive it or how to dominate it in certain situations. Here we have a problem is when these accidents happen, the main battery cuts out and all the electronical features do not work. Even the doors are electric, you're blocked inside. Even though if they put so-called manual levers, they're placed in places it's difficult even to find in normal situations, let alone time as well when you have an accident like this and the car's burst into flames. And the fact is, the manufacturers of these vehicles, or even these door handles which they disappear and so on, it's just a safety hazard. And we should call on the manufacturers regarding these things, and people are naive. Do not buy these vehicles who have this type of hideaway door handles or manual door handles which practically is hidden away from sight due to aesthetic design and stuff. It's a question of safety. And regarding the battery pack of EVs, when that catches fire, that's a chemical reaction, and those fires are pretty intense. And it's very difficult to put out. Therefore, firefighters need a special type of equipment. And obviously, if there are people trapped inside it, the probability they will survive it is absolutely zero as time passes, seconds pass, minutes pass. And the safety features on these vehicles, like is imposed on normal vehicles, they have to be re-seened. More higher, more rigorous standards. Easier access to manual override locks on the doors. No more these handles which they disappear and stuff like that on in production vehicles which they make for the markets. And other safety features, when it has an accident, fair enough, the battery cuts out energy, There should be even other type of safety protocols which puts on block the battery. There was talk about expulsion of the battery in case of an accident. That is dangerous. The problems with these EV batteries are they are difficult to manufacture because they're very complex. It just take an error and the whole thing could be a potential danger. That's why they cost. That's what the price of replacement for these batteries they cost. We're talking about an equivalent of 8,000 laptop batteries in a unit. And obviously it's a discussion of the cooling system, just like in the first mobile phones which had lithium batteries. When you heard stores exploded more than 20 years ago, 25 years ago, it's the same thing. These batteries have to be kept at a certain temperature. If it's operating at a high temperature, the possibility of that catching fire and even malfunctioning is pretty high. And therefore, it has that danger. Before you thinking of buying an EV, check out the safety features of that model and brand, because it may have so-called ecological advantages which the salesman will try to sell you. He's there to sell you, he's not going to tell you unless you don't ask him about the safety features of a particular model, because it's very important. And probably the acceleration of these EVs, they should be limited as well. It is dangerous. And even silent vehicles they are. Suppose you hear them coming around the road and pedestrians crossing the road in that minute. It's so fucking silent, you can't hear it. And even that is a danger as well for pedestrians. Other people who use the roads, they can't hear it. Probably may see it, but you can't hear it. It's not a laughing matter, it's a pretty serious thing. And obviously all the lawsuits which these car makers who produces this type of vehicles are accumulating due to these lack of or flaws in the safety standards. They make you buy a whole series of electronic things on a car, but when it comes to EVs and these type of things, nothing. They should be more safer for people who drive these vehicles or even own them, not become an absolute death trap.